59 Sisters.
Show business. I'm your lovely and captivating host, Louise Palanker. We are Journals Out Loud. We're here to answer all of your life's concerns that may affect or involve you. Best intro I've ever pronounced. Am I right?
That was pretty good.
Yeah. So we've got Sean, Tara,
That's my name.
KatieMichal, and Ben.
And Luna.
Luna.
Your baby.
When you put Luna in front of your face, Sean, what does that make? A Luna.
Shauna.
A Luna eclipse.
Did you just come up with that
so
right
often.
now?
Yeah, how long did it take you
I was about to say.
think that
Just
up?
now. Boom, Katie.
Are you
Michael.
sure?
Boom, KatieMichal. Boom.
No.
So who wants to talk about
Just been
13
waiting for that.
Reasons Why again?
Okay.
Okay. And here's why. They announced season 2.
I know, it was really exciting.
So even though the book is only one book, it was Netflix's most popular show ever.
Mm-hmm.
And they announced that there's going to be season 2. And I can back that up with video evidence. Yes, I brought a clip.
Oh, good.
So
I've seen
Matt
it on so many
Sigmund from
people's
Premier Radio, would you
Instagram.
please run the clip?
Netflix just shared 5 major spoilers for the upcoming season 2 of 13 Reasons Why.
Wait, spoilers?
Oh boy, we have so much to talk about.
They don't really
Just
know.
days after announcing that 13 Reasons Why will be returning for season 2, Netflix took to Twitter to share some major tidbits about the new episode. The streaming service tweeted writing what we know about 13 Reasons Why season 2 so far. So the following is a photo of a list with 5 items on it. First, Netflix revealed, quote, "We'll see others' perspectives on Hannah's story. We saw hints of this in season 1, so it makes sense that the series would elaborate on what the other characters' truths are." Number 2 reveals that Jessica's story will continue as she tries to recover and return to her normal life. Now, you remember Jessica's rape storyline, and it definitely deserves more attention due to the heavy subject matter and so many unanswered questions. Even the show's stars, Catherine Langford and Alicia Bowe, have expressed they'd like the show to expand on Jessica's road to recovery. The third spoiler is a big one. There will be a narrator, but it won't be Hannah. No more tapes. Okay, so does that mean Clay will be the narrator, or possibly Tony? Or is it gonna be like a rotating thing? This is gonna change everything. Fourth, Netflix explained, quote, "The season will explore the way we raise boys up into men and the way we treat our girls and women in our culture and what we could do better in both cases." Yeah, we definitely need more of this. We were surprised by this spoiler, which means that the show will continue to address the issues of slut shaming and sexual objectification of women. Lastly, we're finally gonna get some sweet revenge because Bryce will hopefully get what's coming to him. Now, they said hopefully he actually does, but not in a morbid way. However, a rapist facing appropriate consequences would be refreshing and emphasize just how serious this issue is. Sadly, we still don't have a release date for season 2 of 13 Reasons Why, but we want you to give us a reason why you were stoked for the new season, and also let us know what you thought about those spoilers by leaving us a comment in the comment section.
Yay.
Why would you?
Why would what? What are your concerns?
I don't know. Nowadays, like people, like the whole point of a trailer is to get you interested, but not to tell you the whole stupid story.
They were really just kind of maybe guessing. They were basing it on tweets that went out by the show's producers. So
That's what, exactly.
So
The
they're not
show's
gonna-
producers put out.
You're right, but they're not going to tell you everything.
They said things like,
They
hopefully.
told you a good enough
No, they told you
stuff,
everything. It's
though.
just now you need to watch to see how those things happen.
Right, but any trailer does that.
Yeah, but that's my point, is that a trailer shouldn't be doing that. It should get you interested enough, but not tell you exactly what's going to happen, but then going to see it, the movie or the show, all you're doing is just filling in the blanks of what the trailer already told you.
I don't feel like they told us everything because it's 13 hours of programming. So there was a lot in season 1.
But they just said how they're going to elaborate on everyone's story. So you know that they're going to be elaborating. You know that Jessica, you're going to go into that whole section of Jessica's rape.
Knowing that
portion,
it's
and
obviously going
so-
to be difficult for her to get over, telling people, and then the recovery. All we have to do now is watch how they filmed it.
I think it will still be
Yeah.
surprising. I think that they're still holding
I
back.
just
They probably
hope-
even haven't written it all, KatieMichal.
No.
I'm just saying, like, I don't think you get my point.
I just hope
I
I
do get
to
your
be
point.
on the show.
I do get your point. Oh, Ben wants to be on the show.
Yeah.
All right,
for
so shout
sure.
out. This is a cast of actors. They all want to be on.
My agent
What's up?
submitted, so.
So
praying.
I know that lots of people watch trailers and are like, I feel like I just watched the whole movie and I don't need to go and see it. So I know that's a common complaint about trying to get people interested and yet not giving everything away. And that's sort of the balancing act that Hollywood does to pique our interest and yet not give away everything. It's tricky, but I do like that they're going to be addressing issues that are important for young people and people in general in culture, the way we treat our boys, the way we treat our girls, what we expect from them, what people experience as they walk through the halls of high school, the sneakers, the stares, the comments, the, pressures, the what have you.
That was a really interesting statement.
Yeah.
I thought.
But
like,
so
I
too.
didn't know if I liked them saying that or not. But it was
Saying
just
what?
very interesting. Like, I just, like, they're like, oh, this show is going to be showing how we raise men and how we treat girls. Like, it was just very, like, matter of fact. And I was kind of like, okay. All right. I just didn't know how I felt about it.
So did it feel like it was too teachy or too on the nose?
Just a little bit. Like, just that statement in general was just kind of like, well, this is what we're going to be teaching you in this show. And I was just kind of like, okay.
Well, so
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I know
How
you
did
can
y'all feel about that statement?
Yeah.
I mean, I think well, this is the first time I've seen it, but I think like it's something that is important. Like, I do think like my generation and our generation, like there's the t-shirts that go like really popular on Instagram, like raise boys and girls the same. I do think it's something that needs to be changed.
Yeah.
Because like it's been going on the same thing forever and ever and ever, the way things happen. So I think if there is something like 13 Reasons Why that has like this generation watching, then they should address with the platform they receive.
Yeah, no, and I'm fine with that, but it's just the fact that like right before the trailer even came out or anything, they're saying we're going to be teaching you this, and I thought that was just kind of like, okay.
Well, in defense of them,
Maybe
once
not.
again, as I
Okay.
did with KatieMichal.
Just kidding, I'm shutting up
I
now.
think that they got a lot of attention and maybe good quality attention for addressing those difficult topics, which are really not addressed on other teen-oriented programming, and they did get a lot of positive attention for that. So maybe they wanted to emphasize we're going to go even deeper in this area.
I will say though, there was like a lot of like adults that I grew up around from doing like equity theater and stuff, and they all like hated it. They're just like, it's too much and blah blah blah. Like, there's a lot of like people just a little bit older than me, like a couple years older than me, that just did not like the show whatsoever, and they thought it was just like too much.
So
I don't know.
Going across the panel, Sean, you never watched the first season?
I never watched
Loser.
it, sadly.
Okay, so Tara, should there be season 2 or not? How your feelings?
No, because it's 13 Reasons Why she killed herself. Like, going into it should be something different. If they want to like tackle it, it should be a different type of show. I think they did well with 13 Reasons Why. Go into a different show, not delve into it more, because we already know she died.
Yeah, they're gonna be repeating a lot of like obviously if you wanna make a show about these problems, make a show about the problem, but having the show be the 13 Reasons Why off of a book and then it ended and then making, I think it's a lot of trying to just get that money.
Yeah. I mean
I don't know, like it could be really good. The first one was amazing and the second one could be really good, but there wasn't a second book. So if you want to do something that, like Tara said, that delves into more of these problems, make it a different thing.
give it a different title, maybe.
Yeah.
From the producers of 13 Reasons Why, but a whole different thing. Yeah. Ben?
Well, I think it's good because I think also something that maybe some people don't always think about, like what goes on. Like we've already seen, in real life, these tapes obviously don't happen. Like someone kills himself and then people are left behind to figure it out. So we've been seeing people someone they know have killed himself and seen all the reasons why it happened. So I think it would be interesting to see how later in life, even like a few months later, how these reasons have affected them. And also Hannah is gone, and now that not everyone's talking about the tapes and Hannah is gone, how they're actually dealing with Hannah being gone and not living her through the tapes.
But see, it would just be a different title, though. It wouldn't be 13 Reasons Why. It would be continuing on the lives of these people. So that's why I just think that 13 Reasons Why, it doesn't make sense.
Well, they may give it a different title, but I like
Maybe.
Ben's point in that if you received a tape like this and you were one of the people who, in Hannah's opinion, contributed towards her taking her own life, we would want to see a year later how that is impacting you.
I totally agree.
But what they're also doing, though, is going backwards and seeing the point of view of these kids while those things were happening to Hannah. So they're going to be reiterating. They're going to be doing how these kids are going through their lives after seeing these tapes and whatever and going through that. But they also said that they're going to see the point of view of the different kids while this is happening in Hannah's, not just Hannah's point of view.
That's way
That's
too
what
much.
That's what I'm like. They're going to be reiterate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think you would already be able to. You already know those kids' point of view, kind of. I mean, they don't delve deep, but if you watch the first season. You get to know these kids, you know what they were thinking when those things were happening to Hannah. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to say it. It doesn't go in depth, but I mean, if you have any common sense, I feel like you would know what those kids were thinking when it was happening.
Just do it.
Right, but
just do it after. Just do what Ben said.
They may go back and forward in time, and it may not be the back and forward in time that we're expecting, and there may be some surprises. It may go into the future, 10 years or something.
Well, if you have an opinion on 13 Right, since we speak about it so much, call into the show and tell us your opinion, because
yes, we
never
know.
get any callers.
Ring. Hello?
Like, it'll be really cool.
Yes,
like,
if you're Ben's dad,
up.
please give us a call.
He's in England. He'll be
oh
fast
my
asleep
gosh!
now.
Call us 888-531-7171. We would love to know what you think. KatieMichal, would you read the first question?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay. I allowed a friend to come live with me. I got him a job so he could contribute the rent. He gives me attitude every time he has to go to work and claims I am pocketing his money. I have to take him to the bank with me to show him it's going directly to the rent. What should I do? Tell him to either stop being such a baby or get out. Like, ring. Hello.
Ring. I think some people don't know the rules of adulting, and that you get to say you don't live here anymore.
Yeah. No, seriously. I think that's it. Like, you have to lay down the law. Hey, dude, I'm letting you live here. You have to pay rent. You need to, like, some trust issues.
Yeah, he's paying the rent. He just doesn't believe that his money that he's giving to that person is going to it. So he just needs to stop, and you need to tell him, you need to stop, or I'm done with you. Like, I'm not dealing with this. Be an adult. Grow them up.
Right. The rules of adulting are rent and jobs are things. And if your name isn't on the lease, then you're paying someone else rent so that they can pay the rent. And those are just basic rules. You don't have to be so non-trusting. If you trust your friend enough to live with him, you should trust him enough to give him money.
Tell him, hey, if you don't trust me, then you can leave. Like, bye.
Yeah.
But I'm not taking your money.
If there's no trust there, you do get to say, hey, this is too much of an effort with you as a roommate, because most roommates just move in and give you the rent money. And it's really that simple. They also clean up after themselves and do whatever is expected in a roommate type situation. This guy's being too difficult, and just because he's your friend doesn't mean you have to put a roof over his head. You can say,
exactly.
Hey, we don't seem to be understanding each other. I think we have a phone call. We do. Say hi. Are you Ben's dad?
No, I wish.
What is your name?
Aaron.
Hey,
Aaron called.
Hello,
It's
Aaron.
Oh, wait, is this Aaron?
This is
like
my
our
friend.
Aaron? No,
My
it's not our
friend
Aaron.
Not our
Hey,
Aaron. I recognize Aaron's voice, and this is a whole new Aaron. Did you call to say something to us or ask us a question, Aaron?
Yeah, it was about 13 Reasons Why. I had a comment.
I would love it. Thank you.
I was thinking that if they do another season of 13 Reasons Why, there would be a lot of repetition, and it would be kind of stupid.
That's what
Aaron.
KatieMichal was saying. Yeah.
And what he was saying about how it would be cool to see what other people would think.
Would it be possible that they could surprise you by bringing or shedding light to topics that have yet to be addressed, or maybe having a twist that's different? Could they possibly do that? Yeah, go ahead.
I just think that it would get a little stupid and repetitive.
Would it become something like 90210 where these kids just never graduate high
Well,
school?
we are if we do go to 90210 high school.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, Aaron is from my school.
Oh, you know Aaron.
Yeah, this is Aaron, my friend.
Oh, so
Aaron.
you guys both go to 90210 high school.
Oh, wait. No, I don't. Don't come and, steal us. No thanks.
Oh, they'll never find you. There's too many kids there.
Don't come to me.
So, did you watch the first season, Aaron?
I'm on episode 6.
All right.
And he already thinks that it would be a bad idea to have a sequel.
He thinks that 7 is repetitive of 6.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm done. 6 reasons. I'm good.
I think KatieMichal
Thank
is
you.
right.
Yeah, it goes by really slow.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
does.
it is
really
kind of
does.
so, but it's good at the same time.
Are you getting anything out of it, though?
Actually, I do think that a lot of people could learn from that. And yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely at our school, Aaron.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Aaron, thank you so much for calling in. We really
Thank
appreciate
you.
hearing
Thanks,
Thank you, Aaron.
All right.
Deuces,
Comment
Aaron.
and like.
Bye.
Bye 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 bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Ben, would you read the next question?
That was so cool. Thank you for calling,
Aaron
Aaron.
called. He's the best. He's our new best fan.
My boyfriend made me feel so special and then threw me away like nothing happened. Recently, he came back to me and begged me for another chance, and I accepted him once again. But I don't think I'm happy with my decision. I don't trust him anymore. My mind automatically says that he's lying. I can't break up with him because I don't want to hurt him, and I don't want to lose him. If you were in my shoes, what would you do?
Break up with him.
Break
Sorry.
up with him for sure.
Yeah.
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 Your happiness is first.
No, what?
Yeah,
This is
How
like
can
the-
you not
the
be
Taylor
happy with
Swift
him
song.
but don't want to leave him? I don't
Which
get it.
Taylor Swift song?
She doesn't
Ben?
want to hurt
I
him.
knew.
I get that.
Isn't it like I knew you were trouble?
Well,
Trouble,
no,
trouble.
I kind of did that with my ex. Like, I kind of like broke up with him over text, and then I was like, okay, well, you gotta do
No,
this,
we are
this,
never
and
getting
that.
back together. It's that one.
Yeah, like, but I did, and then I was like, no, I'm not happy. I don't want to hurt him, but I'm really not happy. So you have to let him go and just let him go, dude. You're
It's a
gonna be
hard
so
thing,
much
though, that
happier.
when you start to picture, like, because we were with you that day, and when you started
Yeah.
to picture your life without him, you were devastated. It was
Jesus.
so. Some people are at that breaking point where they go, oh, if I wake up tomorrow morning and I'm no longer this person's girlfriend, what does my life look like? I have no
Yeah.
idea, and they just become terrified and they go back to the familiar.
Well,
Is
this
that-
girl, she just doesn't want to hurt him, and I get that. Like, you've been with this person for how long, I don't know, but obviously you care about them. You wanted them to be back in your life, but if they hurt you and you don't trust them, like, you have to just let it go and move on. Because honestly, like, I mean, I don't know how many times I have to say it, but I'm so much better off after I did that, and I feel like that's the same thing for you. You're not happy. You need to put yourself first over anyone. Sorry, even when you do get into a new relationship and everything's good, still put yourself first. You're the only one that can.
And you
Yeah.
can still be friends with him afterwards. You don't have to, you don't have to. Don't laugh.
Not at first.
I'm friend. I mean, not at first. Obviously, you should distance yourself. But like, she said she doesn't want to lose him, and that means like she doesn't want to like just completely cut him out.
Well, I
of
said
her
the same
life.
thing, but I.
Yeah, well, I
can't be
agree
friends
with
my
what
ex
I
now.
agree what Tara said, because life is about finding yourself and learning about yourself as a person. If you're stuck with someone just because you want to have a title of relationship,
Comfortable.
then you can't live your life and explore yourself and find out who you are as a person if all you know is your life as with someone. You need to live your life and be who you are as a person, not be who you are as a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
So this is the definition of getting out of your comfort zone and being willing to be uncomfortable for as long as it takes to find the new version of you. And sometimes you hit a crossroads and you just have to make that difficult decision. Like, life is going to be hard for a week or two, but I'm uncomfortable now. So do I want to continue being uncomfortable, or do I want to go through a period of being extremely uncomfortable to get to a place where I'm way more comfortable, which is where Tara...
And it's a learning point too, though.
Yeah.
Like, because like maybe you've never done this before, and you don't know yourself. So it's like, you really, like, for me, what helped is I had a lot of friends like saying, yeah, you need to do it, and like that were there for me and helped me through it, and my mom and like everyone. And so it's like, I think for you, since you're on that borderline of like, I really want to, but I don't know. What I think you should do is talk to your friends, see what they have to say. They're probably agreeing with you. They're going to be there for you. And then just know it's going to be hard, but like, time heals everything. And just have a good group of people behind you that are going to be there for you no matter what. That's the best thing I think you can try and do right before you say like,
Yes.
peace out, homie.
And fill your life up with plans so that you have things to keep
Yes.
you busy and keep you
Stay busy.
occupied. All right, I have a very
Constantly.
special announcement to make, and this is Aaron. You've just won yourself a special prize, because if you call into Journals Out Loud right now, you get our patented by someone else, not us, but it's a phone. It's a phone. I call it a phone pocket. I don't know what its technical terminology is, but it's a phone.
That's a good name for it.
Yeah, it's a phone pocket, and you tape it to the back of your phone, and you can put things and stuff in it. Like, you could put like little pieces of Kleenex,
Like things
or
and stuff.
like bobby pins, or like
Ooh,
pennies.
bobby pins.
Pennies.
Yes.
Yes,
Well,
and so young Ben, you're going to be bringing Aaron his phone pocket. If there's anybody else at Beverly Hills High School who would like a phone pocket, give us a call at 888-531-7171. If you go to a different high school and you'd like a phone pocket, then you can email us with your address at journalsoutloud@gmail.com. And
You can buy me a plane ticket and I'll come deliver it to you.
And we will
Right.
have Tara deliver it with a lovely bouquet of
And
cookies.
since Aaron called us, Aaron is running for president at school right now.
Vote for Aaron.
So
Vote for
vote
Aaron!
Vote for Aaron.
Aaron
Vote
is
for
the
Aaron.
best, most
Sorry,
qualified
Yasmin, I love you,
candidate.
A-A-Ron.
He will never fire your FBI
A-A-Ron.
director, Beverly Hills High
A-A-Ron.
School.
How does he spell his name? Does he spell it Aaron?
Yeah.
So his new name now is Aaron.
Definitely.
All right, so give us a call at 888-531-7171. Earn your phone pocket. Tara, would you read the next question, please?
Ben, I'm going to show you a video after this.
Excellent.
Okay.
Oh wait, is it that guy? Is like the funny guy, like
Palanker.
Oh yeah. I
Okay,
remember.
okay. You got it now. You got it. Cool. Okay, cool. The food one. Okay. I have a problem with food. My friends tell me I'm a normal size, but compared to them, I'm 2 stone heavier, which means, Ben,
So that is you're from England, so cool that people are sending questions from England. So a stone is 14 pounds for everyone to understand.
Ooh.
so this
So
girl is 28 pounds heavier.
than
Okay,
the rest
got
of
it.
the
Now,
friends.
correct. I try so hard during the first half of the day to eat healthily, and I've usually consumed 400 calories by 6 p.m. But then I eat until I feel physically sick. I wish I had enough strength to stop compulsively eating. I would rather be anorexic because at least I would have control. I mean, like, I love eating and I stuff my face a lot with food, but I don't. Anyone want to chime in? I'm just going to keep rambling.
Basically, when I first looked at it, I was really confused that when I saw, like you said, you were 2 stone heavier, but you only eat 400 calories by 6 p.m. That's not healthy to only eat 400 calories throughout your whole day, no matter what body type you are. It's not healthy to only have 400 calories the whole day. But the reason for you can't stop eating at night is because you're starving your body throughout the whole day. That when it gets to the night time, it doesn't know what to do. It's feeding on everything that it can take to fill up the gap you've left throughout the day. You need to try and get a regimen or look up online on things how to do. And if the worst comes to the worst and you can't do anything, you need to try and get maybe a nutritionist or something if it's really ruining you psychologically and actually ruining you physically, because you need to get yourself to a pace where your body knows how much it can eat at a certain time. A healthy amount of food. Always have 3 meals and have snacks in between them, and also if you're heavier, it doesn't matter if you're heavier. It really doesn't matter if than the rest of your friends. Maybe you're taller than them. Maybe they have a different body type. It really doesn't matter, because you just need to make sure that you're healthy. It doesn't matter how big or how small you are. As long as you're healthy, that's the main thing.
That's a good segue into the next question. I think he kind of answers the next one.
Yeah, but
too.
before we move on to the next question, I just wanted to add that people have the misconception that an eating disorder is control. And I would like to add that
It's
eating
not.
too much or eating too little are a loss of control. What is control is managing a healthy, balanced diet. That is the definition of you being in control of yourself, and sort of balancing how much you move with how much you eat, and not being too overly obsessive about it so that your quality of life is diminished. That's hard to do. It's much easier to just say, I'm going to stop eating completely. You don't get to do that any more than you would get to starve a baby. You are your own baby, and you would never starve a baby. So do not starve yourself, because you're building the person that you're going to be throughout your entire adult life. Right now, bones, muscle, tissue, organs, everything else is being nourished by you. You're responsible for that, for the adult version of you that you're creating. You don't get to starve her, nor do you get to overeat and stuff your face and be unhealthy in that way, because, as Ben said, you're literally out of control once you've only eaten 400 calories all day. You're no longer in control of what you put in your mouth. And so we want to give you the control that you seek in a way that's healthy. So let's move on to the next question, Sean.
The next question says, I'm 13 and I'm very thin. People think I have anorexia, but I just have a high metabolism. They say I don't eat when I clearly do. I need advice.
I had so many friends in high school who were like that. And it's just like, like Ben said earlier, you're healthy, so who cares? Tell them
And plus, you're
to go away.
Yeah, you're growing. I mean,
I was about to say.
everybody's
Plus, you're 13. You have a lot to
Of
grow.
course, you have a high metabolism when you're 13.
Definitely.
And I
Right,
don't know if you're a girl, but from the girls at my school, I know they all talk about the girls that they say, oh, they go to In-N-Out every Saturday, but they're skinnier than me. It's not fair. People are jealous of everyone's image. That's all sadly, people always care about image. So if they're jealous and they wish they were as skinny as you or whatever, you eat so much, that's because it comes down to jealousy, and they wish they could sometimes do that, or sometimes they're sad because they can't do that. It's kind of, as long as you're strong in yourself and you know that you actually are eating healthy, it doesn't matter what anybody says.
Right.
Exactly.
If the truth is that you are eating healthy, then the truth will come out, and your body will catch up with your growth spurts or what have you. Sometimes people are just running thin. So it's nothing to worry about. Everyone's going to look at someone else and go, why is he so tall? What is he doing wrong? It's like, if he's tall, no one says that. They're just like, well, he's tall. So it's the same with like the way you're naturally, the way that your body is naturally shaped. And it will be tomorrow's story if you just kind of say, haha, I eat fine, and don't worry about me. I got this. But there are a lot of misconceptions about eating disorders, and it is something that people struggle with, both boys and girls. Maybe a little bit more girls, but not always exclusively girls. Sometimes boys struggle this too, especially in the industry that you guys are in, where you're literally selling your appearance. It can be an issue. So let's roll the videotape, Matthew.
I didn't choose for this to happen to me. It's just something that happened.
BuzzFeed.
It had nothing to do with me and my appearance. It was kind of my escape.
I didn't feel attractive in my own body, but that's a symptom of something else.
Intellectually, your worth isn't dependent on your appearance.
I wanted, at the time, to be a supermodel. In short, it was because I wasn't truly pleased with what I saw, but that was based on what I wanted to be and what is accepted in the industry in which I found myself.
I felt like I had no control over myself or my surroundings. So I turned to my body as a thing that I could control in order to give me a sense of stability.
People assume that everyone with an eating disorder is anorexic, which is simply not true.
There's binge eating disorder, there's bulimia, there's a lot of eating disorders that still allow you to eat.
When I would talk to people about it in my family, they were like, well, it's really easy. You can just eat a roti and key and you'll be good to go. Like, that's not how it works.
It's a way to manage your feelings. It's a way to not feel your feelings.
It is a mental illness. That's what you have to confront.
The worst thing that you could do to someone with an eating disorder is to say that you don't look thin enough to have an eating disorder.
You can definitely be overweight or underweight or any type of weight and have an eating disorder.
Eating disorders aren't just like physically harming, they're so psychologically harming, and I think focusing on sensational aspects, you're ignoring the fact that sufferers are in a lot of pain.
Mental illness doesn't give a shit about gender.
They affect all races, weights, genders, sexual orientations.
People think it's a gendered illness. It just created a lot of stigma for me to deal with.
If you're male and you have an eating disorder, don't feel like your struggle isn't real.
So boys and anybody can get an eating disorder, and they do.
No.
It's not just like, oh, I'm eating and I'm okay.
A lot of eating disorders don't mean that you stop eating.
It was a mental process, and it took several years for me to become happy with myself again.
You can't tell by examining someone's eating habits unless you're like spying on them for like 3 months straight, and that'll just be creepy.
Recovery for me was a long time.
It was really a battle. It wasn't just like, okay, I'm ready to get better today. It was a series of small steps and then a series of backward slides.
I thought like I would never recover. I thought like, what am I gonna do on my wedding day? Like, I can't eat the wedding cake.
It's still like every day. when I should eat, when I shouldn't eat, and can I get over the fact that like food is so social and in my life every day.
Recovery has been a lot of managing discomfort. It's a practice, it's not a destination.
That eating disorder voice I had, like it's still there. I just know to ignore it more now.
It's kind of like a roommate in my head that I just share a space with, and he's always there. I've just learned to ask him to be a little less messy.
I got to this place of appreciating myself more than judging myself. After you get to that point, you just like go out and do you.
It doesn't affect my personality. It doesn't affect my capabilities.
It does not mean that I'm broken. It does not mean I ever was broken. It doesn't mean I'm weak. It doesn't mean I'm stupid. It doesn't mean I'm vain.
And we're all just trying to live the best life that we can and be the best people that we can be, and we're trying to feel the best way that we can.
If you've never experienced an eating disorder, you just kind of have to accept that that's an experience you don't understand, and I just need you to empathize with me.
That was really excellent. Did you guys learn anything about eating disorders?
I've seen the video before.
Oh, you have seen the video before. Excellent.
I mean, I don't feel like I learned. I kind of like, not that I knew about it, but like it's nice to see how they feel about it, and you have like more empathy towards it. But I made myself aware of it when I was in high school.
Good.
I'm glad this video's out there though. It's making the
Yeah.
people that are unaware aware.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because if it's something that you don't struggle with, you never know what's going on in people's minds. You pass people, you talk to people, you just never really know what's going on in their minds that causing them to struggle, more than they need to.
Yeah, this topic.
Is Adam here?
Oh my gosh.
Well, Adam, why don't you come in rather than having Tara make faces that I don't understand? Come on in.
He just decided to moon everybody here. That's what he did.
Adam, go sit. Keep your clothes on.
Hello, Adam.
Adam is Sean's brother. Give it up for Adam, everybody. We just addressed eating disorders, and we're moving on to news and views.
News and views.
I keep forgetting what I named this segment.
News and views.
It's something that rhymes.
News.
All right, so here's what happened. A teacher. You have to pay attention,
All
or
right,
you
go
won't
ahead,
know.
sorry.
You'll be like, "Oh, I have no opinion," because I wasn't listening.
I'm so sorry.
A teacher in San Luis Obispo, California, has resigned following the negative feedback and even death threats that he received after he wrote an anti-gay letter to the school newspaper. So, can you play the videotape, Matthew?
A San Luis Obispo high school teacher, harshly criticized for his comments about gay people, has resigned. School officials say Michael Stack had received a death threat. KSUI News reporter Alexa Bertola joins us now live from the high school. Alexa, what's the latest on this?
Well, this is the 2-page resignation letter Michael Stack emailed to the school district. He talks about how he was exercising his First Amendment rights and how he was actually standing up for students with the same beliefs as him.
Michael Stack will not be returning to SLO High School. The special education and study skills teacher emailed a resignation letter to the San Luis Obispo Coastal Unified School District, which reads, "God knows my heart and my students know my actions, but the community apparently wants me out, so thereby I grant them their desires and immediately resign my position as teacher at SLCUSD." The controversy comes after the school newspaper published several articles on same-sex relationships. It featured 2 girls or women on the cover kissing. In a letter to the editor, Stack calls homosexuality a sin and references a Bible verse that reads, "Those who do these things deserve to die, yet do them anyway." Many in the community lashed out at Stack, saying it was inappropriate for a teacher to share his religious beliefs with students. But Stack said he was speaking on behalf of some students. In his resignation letter, Stack wrote, "Numerous students expressed their shock and disgust with it, asking questions as, can they do this? Why are they doing this? And making statements such as, that's disgusting and that's wrong." On Thursday, someone called in a death threat to the school.
We were concerned about his safety and we hadn't been able to get a hold of him, so we sent 2 administrators down to the last known address that we had on him.
District leaders say they've tried to contact Stack but have not heard back.
As for Stack's students, about 30 in total, they will have a substitute teacher for the rest of the year. Live and local in San Luis Obispo, Alexa Bertola, KSB.
I'm glad he resigned.
Well, I think this is like pretty amazing. The fact that the way people think is like come a full like 360. The fact that people used to be given death threats for being gay. I think it's really good that I don't agree with death threats. That's a no for anyone. But I think it's amazing that people are standing up to someone condemning someone for their sexuality. I think like it's really good that people realize how wrong it is that for him to do that. That's just my opinion.
I want to kind of share a story. I had my private school, my last 2 years, I moved to a private school because my public school was really mean to me. And I had a teacher that I loved. She was amazing. She was so cool. She loved theater. Like, I was like, wow, I really love this teacher. And then my second year there, my senior year, she said how at the church that she got married at, which is where, it was where I'm from in South Carolina, she didn't want to allow gays to get married there. And I thought she's fine with gays and everything, but she didn't want it at that church. And when she said that, I lost a lot of respect towards her not because of that's just my view and that's fine that she had a view, but I don't think teachers should say stuff like that because they influence kids' minds too. And it kind of just set like a different standard to me for her. And that was something that I don't think she should have shared with her class because that made me really sad to be in there because I'm like, you don't share the same views as me. And so that's just my little story about it. But that teacher can, yeah.
It was 100% unnecessary for him to try to write a letter to the school newspaper that has he doesn't have to express his opinion that much.
Keep in mind, he said he was talking on the behalf of students who were complaining to him.
These students probably were really, really. I mean, there's a I know everybody has their own views and stuff, but I think as a high schooler, you're also thinking like a very immature person and not realizing,
100%.
You know what I mean? So he shouldn't have piggybacked on those students and saying, oh, well, I was, standing up for those students when they were probably some dumb football players that just weren't comfortable in their own skin.
I think he's lying.
And or he was holding fictional students up as a human shield.
No,
Maybe.
yeah, totally.
And because if they were upset, they could write their own letters.
But even if
You're right.
was this is just me, or it's always been me. If you feel like something needs to be changed, you stand up for yourself. If you have an opinion, you speak it. I think if someone felt so badly to express their opinions on this, and they should have done it themselves. I don't think as a teacher, I don't think it's their place to talk about students' thoughts and feelings, because as we talk all the time, we always told if you're being bullied or anything, come to a teacher and say things to them, and they won't say anything else. It just shows how sometimes you can't really. This is why I never speak to teachers, because you never know who the teachers are going to speak to. And I just think this just shows that he's decided to express his views because someone else has said it. It's just not right.
Well, playing devil's advocate, think about the opposite side of it. You're saying that this guy shouldn't have expressed his opinion when in the first place it's people expressing their opinion from the paper. Am I right?
Right, but one of the
way he did it, maybe not.
Well,
so better.
he did say that people who practice homosexuality should die.
Well, that's
and
not. That's
you have
not
to keep in mind how kids that are in the LGBTQ community are already on the bubble, and some of them are not feeling emotionally sound about who they are in the world. So that's dangerous.
So the thought that I was going to have is situations like this should stay professional as you need to be, because last time I was here we talked about how schools are professional environments, and saying homosexuals should die, is that a professional thing to say? Not even close.
Definitely
even if that
not.
is your opinion, keep it to yourself, because it's not professional. Would you tell your coworker to die? No.
Did you notice in the well, you don't know my coworker. Matt, I'm not talking about Matt. But the other thing that was interesting was, did you notice that his resignation letter was two very closely spaced, typewritten pages long? This is just one of those guys.
Yeah,
some people need to get in the 21st century, in my opinion.
And they're just, when they're not ready to come, they'll come kicking and screaming eventually, but he's not ready.
It's good that he's gone.
Yeah,
School's
because
better
Someone
off
like
without
that shouldn't
him.
be teaching.
Good job.
So, going on to the thing of schools are professional environments.
Mhm.
If you have an opinion like that, you're welcome to the right. You're right as you're
You
welcome
can
to
an
have your opinion.
But something so sensitive as that.
But keep in mind that it is a professional environment.
Right, and do you think that
and you shouldn't have told people to die.
Right. If it's a public school, should he be able to quote Bible verse?
Also, there should be
No.
I'm very big on separation of church and state. I don't think that your religious views should affect the way that you address your students or address the public in any way. And I don't want to get too political with it, but I think that if you're using your religious views as a basis to set your society off of and hinder people from doing what they want, that's kind of not cool.
And can we also state that there are increasing numbers of Christian communities that totally and fully embrace LGBTQ and other, and so it's just really
it's just people being people.
It's not who we are, and it's not who we need to be.
And it doesn't affect you either. That's the other thing.
That's the bottom line. It doesn't affect
If two
you.
people want to do this on their own, how does them kissing over there affect me in any way at all? I think people should chill out with this and let people do what they want to do. That's all there is to it. We all have one life to live. Let people live it the way they want to.
Well said. All right.
I was going to say that. Well said.
Yeah, I said it better though.
Sean, would you read the next the next question, please?
Get out of here, Adam. All right.
Cain and Abel.
So, Adam, I've liked the same guy. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you say Cain and Abel?
I've liked the same guy for most of the school year. I was going to try and give him my number at the end of the year, but a girl already beat me to it.
Damn it. Same.
And because his girlfriend recently became his girlfriend recently. Sorry, I read that wrong. I wish I'd worked up the confidence earlier. I really want to get to know him. What do I do?
Leave it alone.
Yep.
Yeah,
you
leave it
can't do
alone.
anything. Don't be
You
that
know what?
person.
It sucks for you because you didn't get it at first. I'm sorry, and I've been there, but don't home wreck.
Yeah.
That's
the
all
worst
I gotta
thing
say.
to do.
Because then, then you're just let's say you try, you're just gonna become friends with him, and then she's not gonna like you because you're friends with him, and then he's gonna end up just not being friends with you anymore, and then you're gonna be like,
Okay, well let's play it the other way. What if you get to know him, you start liking each other, and then all of a sudden you become a relationship? Now your relationship's going to be based on the insecurity that he's going to do the same thing, or you're going to do the same thing. You're going to have a
100%.
relationship based on insecurity, which is not good at all. It's you're
let
destined to
them
fail.
be them, and if they break up, then swoops on it.
Swoop.
Right.
Slide into those DMs, honey. Get in there.
No, say it in person, not in the DMs.
All right.
DMs.
We've solved that problem. Adam,
That's
would you
pretty
read
easy.
the next question, please?
No, he can't read the next question.
I can just make up one.
Oh my god.
Just make up.
Is it okay to date someone 3 years older than me?
How
It
old are you though?
depends the age.
I think 3 years is not that bad.
Oh,
I mean,
but no,
all right,
but it
14 and
depends.
17 would be kind of bad.
Exactly.
It's bad any way you look at it from an
No.
under 18 angle.
No.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
because people.
Okay, but what if you're like?
There's such a big age difference, and there's such a big maturity gap and mental gap. You're not going to be on the same level as someone under 18 who's 3 years younger than you.
It's
And
case
even
by
af-
case, I believe.
Even afterwards, if you're under 21
It's
and dating
situational.
someone who's
I think
what
it's
is that,
situational.
18? Yeah. If you're dating someone who's 18, you're 21, there's still such a different mindset because you've been working for 3 years and they haven't. You know, there's such a different mindset. If you're under 21, leave it alone.
I think so too. I think it's almost suspicious that the person who's 3 years older is interested in dating someone 3 years younger. That's borderline suspicious.
But what
And
if they're like, how you said, like older? Like, what if they're like 14, want to date a 37-year-old? We don't know.
What
who's
about like an
asking.
18-year-old girl wanting to
Well,
date someone like a 21-year-old
Well,
guy
well,
because girls
because-
are more mature?
Well, let me just say this.
I beg to
once,
differ.
Once everybody has reached an adult age where the frontal lobe is fully formed about decision making, then everybody can date everybody. A 40-year-old can
I
date
think
a
it's case by
60-year-old.
case.
That doesn't happen
But-
until like
Katie Michal
25,
said.
though.
Right, exactly. So that's why
it's case by
even
case.
if you're 21, if you're 21, you can date like a 24-year-old. But the older person has to defer to the age of the younger person and not expect the younger person to behave like an older person. You have to let them have their own friends, their own interests, and not say, oh, because I'm older, there's a power dynamic where we hang out with my friends. See, there's a risk of so much.
But it's case by case because there's some more mature 18-year-olds than there.
I think
there's
majority
immature-
is gonna be that. Yeah, it's gonna be very just like they're not gonna be on the same, But I really do believe it's not all that way. Although I don't know this person, and we don't know how old they are.
What if they're 97 and wanted to?
I would say probably best.
That's close to the same, bro.
I think best
3
bet.
years.
Best bet.
I say best bet. Don't because you're gonna get a lot. You're gonna get a lot of feedback.
You can have but you can have a really mature 18-year-old and a really immature 21-year-old.
Just if you want to do it, do it. If you don't. If people judge you, they judge you. If they don't, they don't. Just like if that's what's gonna happen, then that's what's gonna happen.
3 years is maximum though.
I think be smart about it though. Think about it. Think about it before you go into it. However old you are, what you're doing in your life, how is this gonna affect you? What are they doing in their life? How will they affect you? How could they affect you? And then go from there.
You do have to
that's
think
also
a little
very
bit more.
grown up response. Maybe you're not that grown up.
Yeah.
I think it can be a case by case situation, but if you're the younger person, make sure that older person is not expecting you to behave like a 17-year-old when you're not ready for that. Go ahead.
So then, after 21, what do you think the age gap is?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Really?
My husband's 8 years older than me. It doesn't matter.
If you're 21 and dating a 30-year-old, is that really all that weird? No, because you're both
That's
working people. You're both working full time. You're old enough to pay your own
See,
bills.
it's case by case because he thinks it's weird, but you don't.
Yeah, but you're wrong.
I think
21 is still really young.
Yeah, 21 and 30 is a pretty big gap.
I'm 21 and I work and I'm going to be moving out very soon.
And how does your 30-year-old wife feel about this?
No, would you
say anything about
You still have a home.
Would you date somebody that's 28, 29, 30 right now?
Yeah. Why not? I don't mind.
Is that why not? Because it's all situational. It depends on the person, her personality.
Very true.
What she's doing in her
Very
life.
true.
You're right.
You
Very
feel me?
true.
I feel
You
you.
feels me? Okay, dope.
We feel
So I
you.
think we've got
Ben, would you read the last question? And then we may have to just wing it because or I'll go on the app and see what's.
Adam will freestyle for you
people are
guys.
talking
Should
about.
you get a job that you think you would love and not get a lot of money, or should you get a job that you wouldn't enjoy and be rich? Get a job that you love and not get a lot of money.
what?
1,000
Yeah.
times over.
I
If
mean,
you're gonna have to
find-
set the alarm, wake up at 6 a.m. every single day, do you want to be doing something that you hate or something that you can't
Yeah,
wait
you're
to
gonna
do?
end up
Find a
not-
medium though, because if you're working a job that you love but making minimum wage your whole life, are you going to be able to support yourself? Not
No.
even close. No.
But the thing is, also if you're in a job that you're making a lot of money, bet you won't have any time to spend said money. You'll literally have that money to put gas in your car, to get to your job, to buy your lunch at your job, to get back to your house that you're never at, and then sleep in that house, and then wake up,
Pay
leave that
mortgage.
house that you're never in, and et cetera, et cetera. Then Saturday and Sunday, what? You get blacked out drunk or something because you hate your life.
So you have
Whoa,
to
that
make
got
at
deep.
least.
That
Well,
got
you.
so deep.
All right. So.
God, I went
All right. So
dark
ground
fast.
rules are you
When
have
just
to make.
turned 21.
But your 2 week, you have your 2 weeks out of your all your paid sick leave that you hoard together so that you can go on that one trip.
All right. Listen. Ground rules.
From experience.
You have to make at least enough money to live on.
Yeah.
Maybe.
My mom
You
worked
have
as
to-
a lawyer for 35 years. She loved it, but she tells me all the time, I could never take off any more of my maternity leave than I could. I could never be sick because if I took a sick day, then we wouldn't be able to go on our, where'd we go? Europe
Family
trip. You know what I
vacations.
mean? And so it was all this stuff that, now she's happy and retired and is living the dream life. Her husband still has to work. But, it's just meh.
You just
Well,
have to be happy. You have to
you have
try
to
and
be
find a way
happy.
to
Unless
be happy.
money makes you happy, but
You have
won't
to.
be able
You have
use
to
it.
have a
Yeah.
plan. Let's start with this. You have to have a plan. So if you're going to be, let's say, a juggler at the beach, you still have to make at least enough money to pay your rent, put your head down on a pillow, and be safe and sound and have food in your belly. And if that's the life, you can carve out your own life. As you get older and older, you can be more realistic about what would work and what wouldn't work. You guys are going after the actor dream. At some point, you may be like, all right, so I may need I would like to live in a house, not just an apartment. So maybe I'll get this backup job, or maybe I'll do this, or maybe I'll move to Wisconsin and do dinner theater, because then I could have like a really big house and a ranch. So it just depends. It's
Depends
situation.
on who you are, for sure.
Yeah.
It for sure, because I always said, like, if I didn't have such a passion for acting and the life that I like want to live, I would totally live on the beach, work at some juice bar, never wear makeup, learn how to surf, and have a full-on slave. I'm not even kidding
That's her
with you
alter
guys.
ego.
Dude, that will get you your own reality show.
Except for the fact that I love acting so much. So
Yeah, I couldn't imagine
what I mean?
myself. I'm
yeah.
only 15, but I really couldn't imagine myself doing anything else. But I have, like, obviously thought, like, if I don't get to be an actor, I want to be a psychiatrist.
Well, that's cool.
But, like, I want to be an actor.
So following up with what I initially said,
yes.
find a happy medium.
Actor.
You have to make enough money to
Okay.
live.
Oh yeah, he said that.
But you
most
can't-
mediums are very happy. They can like talk to dead
'cause
people.
Long Island Medium, I really love
regardless
that
of what you
TV
end up
show.
doing.
Long Island Medium is so, and Tyler,
It's-
Tyler, the celebrity one, like we met him in real life.
You met Tyler?
He wasn't that.
What?
I'm obsessed.
My mom signed his book. I mean, he signed my mom's book.
Okay, cool. Anyway,
So,
Adam,
Adam, yeah.
continue.
Carry on.
I'm deep real quick.
Okay.
Regardless of what you do, you got to work your ass off to make ends meet.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, life is hard work. Yeah, life is hard work.
Like I said, you got to work hard. That's all it is. So if you end up juggling on the beach for $10 a minute, I don't know. Work hard.
Yeah.
Get up, work your ass off and do it.
That's pretty
But
good.
if you end up being a lawyer your whole life, there was a word in there I didn't say. If you end up being a lawyer your whole life, work your ass off to do it.
Yeah, be the best lawyer you can be.
You have to make ends meet. You have to go home.
Unfortunately, that's the world we live in.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because like Cara
Can't
Delevingne,
live in
because
some
like
utopia where we trade rocks and like feather hats. What the? That's where I want to live.
That's called the Stone Age.
Anyway.
Yeah, they knew how to do it.
Yeah, people died at like 25.
Well, you know.
Ben,
Well,
finish your
anyway,
thought.
Cara Delevingne, like used to be one of the most successful models, wasn't happy doing what she did, because even sometimes like it's a dream you've always chased, and once you have it, maybe you don't like it as much anymore. It's even the most successful people in the world that everyone looks up to sometimes aren't happy doing what they do. It's all about being happy, not doing. Obviously, you need to make ends meet, but if you working towards a dream, then live in a small apartment. Let it be that time where you live in an apartment and you're working to live in a bigger apartment. My opinion is you need to be happy over everything else, because if
Right,
you're not,
and let me also say that
happy,
gone are the
there's
days
nothing.
where it's like one career, one major, one job. You can always flow into the next thing.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Oh my God, you and I.
Dude, we're like
Go.
best friends. There are so many things that you can do. If you don't like one thing, fucking change.
Yeah.
Change your job.
Reinvent.
You can do something completely else. My hairdresser for a long time. Go away. My hairdresser
I
for
didn't
a
do
long
anything.
time she was my hairdresser for like 3 years. She was like, "Yeah, this is my 6th job, my 6th career."
Wow. Sean, why does that make you sad?
Nothing.
He's just being a dick. That's what he's doing.
I'm just sitting here doing absolutely nothing, and you keep looking over and saying "shut up." But it's okay. It's okay. Adam loves
So
his
wait,
job
your
right now.
hairdresser was a 3-year hairdresser and then didn't want to be a hairdresser no more?
That's one way to put it.
We're going to
but
play
yes.
App Roulette. The name of the app is Journals Out Loud. It's free in the App Store, and this is App Roulette. I'm reading the first question I tapped on. Journals Post, : Hi. So my first semester of college, I was hooking up with this guy.
Wait, where's Jilly?
Yeah,
we need
get
Jilly
it.
for college questions.
I know. Where's Jilly?
I went to...
And that liked me, and
That's
we
me.
had... Oh, this is going to get a little steamy. We had oral sex. However, I told him I wanted to date...
It's
I
getting
told
juicy,
him I
guys.
wanted to date and not just hook up, and he didn't want that. I ended it with him, and he's mad at me. Sorry, this is so long. Anyway, so
You know what?
college
Sucks for that guy.
College.
He wanted to hook up and that's it, but that's not how life works. Because look, hooking up takes 2 people. If one person doesn't want the same thing, all of a sudden that's over. It doesn't matter if you still want to be doing it. You know, speaking from experience, you know, you need to both be on the same page for a mutual
Yeah,
agreement.
he can find
on that.
somebody else to hook up with.
Yeah, there's plenty of people that he could
It's
probably hook
college,
up with.
man.
Because you know what? You wanted something more, he didn't. End of story. Sorry, sucks for him.
She's out of the thing now,
Right.
so there's no worries. Like, you
Yeah,
don't have to see them.
Do you think that has anyone gone to college?
I'm in college.
You're in college?
Your mom
Do you live there?
He said,
No, I live at home.
So have you noticed a big switch between sort of high school sexual romantic dynamics and college, like expectations, 1 date, 2 dates, when is sex expected, or
Yeah, completely. It's almost like when you meet someone, okay, when are we gonna have sex? That's I'm not even trying to be funny. That's just how it is. Yeah. That's just what. Okay, we take you on a date. I like you. You like me. Obviously, something's gonna happen. All right, when are we gonna fuck? Like straight up, that's all it is. And
who says that out loud, or are you just reading each other's minds?
That's just how people think.
Because because you're an adult and you both already probably gone there, so like
for some reason that
just
our
go.
generation is just wired that way. I don't know why, but it's an automatic, like, if there's any type of attraction, it's automatically okay. Is it gonna happen now or later?
That
or
even branches
now later?
into high
It's
school.
all natural though.
That even branches into high school. I remember being a senior and thinking that shit.
But there are those times where you might like talk to somebody first and you might go on a couple dates and it's not going to lead to sex right away. And like that's when it's just like, oh, maybe this is like a thing and maybe it might be good. And so then like you never know.
So if you're hoping for more, if you're hoping for more from the person in terms of long-termness, would you delay?
I don't think
being intimate.
I don't think that's necessary because
it depends.
Yeah, it really depends on the person, because if that person just wants to do that, then
make your intentions clear.
Yeah.
Because also you never know, like that person could be in your life and you maybe like you do stuff and then like you're gone for a while or you become friends and then maybe like later down, like you just never know. So just kind of like live in the moment of it.
So what are the words that are exchanged that let the other person know that you would be?
It's the body.
It's all
not
body language.
I mean, it might be language and you might talk about, but it's really just body.
So it's just like you get in, you're like talking, whatever. Maybe you started holding hands, and then all of a sudden the conversation stops, and it's just
boom. You just get
you
your
make out, and then it's just like
that gesture was so.
Obviously, it starts with kissing. It starts with kissing.
Wait,
Someone's
hang
gonna
on.
start the kissing.
Take a big step back. Whoa, hold up. It's just like, hey, how are you? Kiss. What? No.
I'm saying
I'm
saying you've been out on your date. It's the date is winding down. Maybe one of you guys said, hey, do you want to just like go back to my place?
Boom. There it is.
And
right
then
there.
it's like,
That's what it is.
Yeah, and then you guys are sitting and you're talking and then all of a sudden you're just
if it's
like,
gonna happen,
so there's
it's
nothing to
that
talk
moment
about,
right
and-
there.
Right. Yeah. Well, that is eternal. Would you like to come up for? Yeah. That doesn't change over time. That's the same.
But I mean, we're all,
dog whistle.
If that's said, then that's green. Well, kind of green light.
Well, I mean, it's all.
Yellow
I
light.
mean, if
It's
you
not
you
one
gotta know in
I'm
our
gonna
generation,
say like
if you're
79%.
yeah, if you're gonna offer somebody up to come to your apartment, they're gonna
that's what
think
the assumption is.
they're gonna think that you want to have sex. If that's not your intention,
But-
then don't invite them
but-
up to your
No, say it.
apartment.
Say it. Just say I don't want to have sex tonight, but I really want to talk with you and
Yes.
hang out. Say it. Just
Also,
fucking say it.
Dudes, okay, this is the biggest thing. If someone invites you to their apartment, do not think we're gonna bang now.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah,
No, because that's how bad shit happens. That's how people get like
hurt.
Touched inappropriately without their consent. We don't want that.
Right.
You have to freaking make sure it's 100% clear.
You're not going to.
But still, use your word. He's saying use your words.
Yes. That's why the very first thing, make your intentions clear. There should be no question.
In a sexy way or something.
So
okay, there would be nothing worse than if I would just be like, oh well, thanks, that's really good to know. That's not what I'm into right now. But if some guy just be like, hey, if you're inviting me up, I kind of want to bang you.
Okay,
I'd be like, what? Thank you for all no.
Okay,
you know.
See, this is the art
what I mean?
form.
That's
the
what I'm
art
saying.
form of
You can't
flirting.
just, like,
is
exactly.
you gotta make your intentions clear without being stupid.
Yeah.
You gotta be suave.
Because, dude.
Be like, oh, it's like so we're gonna
come upstairs.
come up.
Right.
You gotta.
Hit it with the
You have
wink.
to be a little,
As soon as you wink. As soon as you
flirty,
wink.
fun flirty.
Exactly.
All right, stop
It's
that.
flirting. It's fun.
You got Tourette's.
Can you please do that, KatieMichal, to like the next guy and just let us
No,
know what
I don't
happens?
get any guys. If I do that to the next guy, I'm fucking done.
Wait.
Like I don't get any guys if I do that to one. Like, who knows what the next one's gonna come around?
Wait, have you tried this before though?
What?
The wink.
The double wink.
No, have you tried that though?
No.
No, maybe it works then. You don't know.
Maybe he's funny and he thinks
It would
it's
work
like
on
so
me.
adorable. Oh,
Wait, I missed the wing.
You know what? You
Do
know what's
it
gonna
again.
happen when you and this guy are married in the future? It's gonna be like, what got you? He's like, oh, that double wink that she did.
No, he's going to be like, oh, we would have had sex except she got something in her eye.
Very true. That would work on me though if a girl did that.
Really loud.
I hope we're all so the two high school boys are like, okay, taking notes.
You know what?
I need them.
Sean already knows this. He knows.
I've never even held hands with a girl. What are you talking about?
Shut up.
Come on, Adam.
Sean, I have a
Sean
question.
gets
I have a
mad and
question.
I
Sean, do you not remember the music video?
What?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I saw it.
You held hands with KatieMichal.
yes, you did. He did more than hold hands.
Oh, that was
Gave her a
Ben. You
little
held hands with
kissy.
Ben.
Wait, that was
I
you?
also held hands with
Wait, that was you?
All right,
No, I'm
question.
kidding.
Sean, question. Can
I'm just kidding.
Sean, look at
I
me.
love you. I love you.
Question.
What's up? I can't
can
see.
you go to your brother for advice about girls?
Not once has he ever gone to me for advice about girls.
Not. He would not.
No, it's not.
I'm
Yeah,
just
I'm
kidding.
like-
We're pretty exclusive about our love life. We don't really talk about it.
So
to
you
each
keep that
other.
to yourselves?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
need to. I
I
don't.
feel like
need-
that's not a guy thing.
It's not.
I mean,
But
I
I
need
only
advice on
just
it.
got to start talking to my sister about that.
I mean, we
kind of
talk-
stuff.
we talk
And
about it.
I'm 21 and she's 24.
We
now.
talk about it, but we don't
Right.
like ask each other for
yeah,
advice.
when we talk about it, it's more
Right.
like, this is what I just did, and we're like, boy.
I don't do that.
Girls are so different. Girls are so different. We're just like,
No, I did the same to my sister. She was texting her hubby, and I was like, "Do you guys need a second?" She's like, "Maybe," and we high fived.
You high five? You were like, girl, it's the same.
I was totally.
that's all the time we have for today. You guys have been very illuminating. Thank you, Ben, KatieMichal,
Thanks, Adam.
Tara,
Thank
Sean.
you so much.
Thank you, Patricia Bach, Andrew Cole, Matthew Sigmund. Thank you to our
Yay.
webmaster, Joe Pierce, and Harry, our social media
And
guru,
thank you, Wheezy.
and Aaron, and
Wait,
Jilly, who couldn't be here tonight. We love you. Bye-bye. And
Bye-bye.
Jabbar.